You know, you can find rail traffic in almost every part of Atlanta, and the south side of the city is no exception. With 2 Class 1 railroads and transit all operating in this area, you're sure to encounter something interesting. Our journey begins in southwest Atlanta at Oakland Junction, but it's not really a junction anymore. This is where Atlanta's Beltline used to break off from the main line. Those tracks were part of a loop that encircled the city. It was eventually closed sometime after 2010. One of the fascinating parts of this location is that Norfolk Southern and CSX trains share the tracks here as they snake their way into and out of the city. Meanwhile, MARTA trains pass by on elevated tracks high above. Our next stop is a bit of a detour. This is Norfolk Southern's South Yard in Atlanta's Pittsburgh neighborhood. There's not much action here this morning, but there's still plenty of history. This huge structure was once part of Southern Railway's Pegram shops. Locomotives came here to have heavy repair work done. It served both steam and diesel. From above, you can see what's left of an old roundhouse and turntable. Norfolk Southern stopped servicing its engines here sometime in the 90s, but it still owns the property. Next door, a recycling center is still served by the railroad, and the main line here runs to Macon in Middle Georgia. About 5 miles away from the old Pegram shops, NS operates another yard in the city of East Point. This is Industry Yard, and it was once part of the Central of Georgia. Today, it's filled with auto racks, which have likely either been loaded or unloaded at Norfolk Southern's automotive distribution facility nearby. But it's not just auto racks here. This manifest train working the yard has a little bit of everything. And how's this for a little bit of everything? An old seaboard caboose sitting at an office complex nearby. There's railroad history all around South Atlanta. Look at this old train order signal in the nearby city of Hartsfield. It's preserved next to the old depot. The line through Hartsfield goes to Macon via Griffin, Georgia. You may not immediately recognize the city's name, but there's one thing that originated in Hartsfield that you most certainly have heard of: the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Chick-fil-A founder Truett Cathy invented it right here at the Dorf Grill, which was later renamed the Dorf House. It's now one of thousands of Chick-fil-A restaurants around the United States. But the real draw down here is Atlanta's airport. One of the busiest in the world. Planes are constantly taking off and landing. Back on the ground, a CSX crew is busy switching local industries in the city of College Park. This line was once part of the Atlanta and West Point Railroad. It runs to Montgomery, Alabama. It also passes through Fairburn, Georgia. That's where these guys were headed once they finished up their work. But before they did that, they would have to wait on this mixed freight to pass them by. I would have waited with them, but this is about as far south as I wanted to go today. Atlanta was founded as a railroad town, but these days its airport serves as a symbol of global transportation. There's no doubt South Atlanta has seen its share of changes, but down here there are still constant reminders of this area's past and present.